Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Conclave Chronicles, my weekly PvP series in which I play Warframe PvP and try to get better at it. Rather unsuccessfully, I might add, but one day I'll be a good player. And in this video, I'm kind of doing a throwback because I've been playing a lot of Najar recently, and before Najar became my favourite Warframe, it was very much Necros, or Necros, however you want to pronounce that hard R. And that's because he has awesome abilities, he has a very flexible skill set. And generally I played him with Crack Wraith, and I played a very kind of slow playstyle. I didn't focus on movement too much. I just focused on sitting there and doing damage to the enemies whilst dodging various hacks, which is very much going to be the topic of a upcoming PvP video, which I am doing about movement and everything in Warframe, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But until then, I'm just going to be talking about, I guess, the flexibility of Warframes in PvP, because it's typical of shooters, or team-based shooters, competitive shooters I should say, where you're going against other players. It seems to be the trend these days of giving players classes and giving players roles and abilities. Look at Overwatch, look at all these other shooters coming out. But in fact, look at any competitive multiplayer game. Nearly all of them no longer give players a set of weapons and define roles through their weapons, but they define players through abilities and passive skills or things they can do. And that's the case with Warframe. That's just how the game is. You have all these Warframes, all of which have 4 different abilities and sometimes a passive ability to go with it. But it locks, well, I suppose there's 2 ways of looking at it, because you are going to be doing most of your damage with weapons, and those are going to be, I kind of want to terrify this guy, but no, I'm going to get picked off with a bow. You're going to be doing damage with your weapons, so if you're using a rocket launcher, you want to play long distance ordnance. If you're playing with an assault rifle, you want to chip at enemy HP. If you're playing with a shotgun, you want to get up in their face. But I guess the Warframe abilities or classes affect how you're going to be doing that. They kind of enable your other... How did that... I'm very confused as to how I got killed there. It enables your weapons, and it allows you to play a certain way. Like with Najar, the reason I love him so much is because he can firewalk, which means he can escape a melee fight. He can use Warding Halo, I think it's called Warding Halo, which will make him tankier and have more effective HP. His skills complement gunplay a lot, and I really like that. It's not a matter of having one ability which does a lot of damage to enemies. This guy is the skilled player, so I'm actually going to soul punch him. I think it's worth the energy in order to take him out of this fight, but I am going to lose this fight. And in fact, no, he is going to lose this fight, which is why he's running from me. I really want to get rid of him, but I soul punched the wrong guy. That Dragon Arcana Excalibur player is generally recognized. I've seen this guy before. This guy is in fact a recurring PvP player, and I believe I recognise him. But what I'm getting distracted from the point of the video. What I'm trying to say is I think the class-based system they have is actually done really well. Like, I know I've been talking about it quite critically, and it could be mistaken as complaints or criticism, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm actually trying to say it does it really well, because the classes you play as, if I call them classes and not Warframes, so I can generalise it to other shooters, they, as I said, enable your gunplay as opposed to revolving around those abilities. Like, if I can think of another shooter, say if I talk about Overwatch or Team Fortress 2, you have roles like the Medic, where your role is not to kill enemies but to heal allies. And as soon as you pick Medic, you kind of know what you're in for, you know how you're going to be playing for the rest of that round. And therefore there's a very fixed element to it, it's not very dynamic. And I know this is very subjective, but in my opinion, that's not the best way of doing it. Because it requires communication and coordination from your team, and sometimes you can't always get that. If you want to play a game, sometimes you do just want to play it on your own. You don't want to have to pre-make with a group of people. And that guy is running straight towards me, making it very easy to kill him. And I think that means, simply put, if you get put with bad team members, you're going to have a bad game. And that is very much the case with games like Dota or League of Legends, where if you have a bad team, you are going to have a bad game, as I just said. But this guy is really being evasive. I bet it's the Dragon Nakana guy, making use of movement very well. I kind of don't want to engage him actually, because I will kind of lose. That guy's using the Jack tag, so I will also lose against him. This is a very melee heavy game, and I don't know if I like... Look at this guy's movement. Or this girl's movement rather. I really wish she was in the upcoming movement video. That would make it very, very convenient. But as I said, it's very subjective, and it's not better by any means. I just somewhat prefer it. I prefer not having my role defined before I hop into a game. I don't like having to stick to that one way of playing. Dragon Nakanas are really dominating PvP right now. I feel as though there's at least one in every single Conclave match I hop into. But I believe it's an interesting topic of discussion because people can discuss it. It's one of those things where you can always see it in a new light. I really should be making use of Terrify actually, seeing as they are also melee heavy players. Also, why is this guy very committed to killing me? I am actually going to switch to... Damn it, I was too slow. I think if I play... Not Devil's Advocate, that implies it's negative, as I said. But if I bat for the other team, that sounds even worse, then I can see the appeal in having roles and playing a particular way. Hell, Overwatch does it very well, because I hop into a game of Overwatch and I think, okay, this game I'm going to sit back and I'm going to defend the objective by placing down turrets. So I think, okay, this game I'm not going to push, but I'm going to buff people who can push. And it's very nice seeing roles fulfilled, and it's very nice seeing roles done well, which Overwatch does very well. This game is actually frustrating me. I don't like melee games, especially when I'm playing gunplay, so in fact I am going to switch to another class if I get the opportunity to do so, and I will swap to melee, because that'll make it more fun. For me anyway, I don't know about you guys. But I really want to fucking kill that guy, but nope, I'm getting absolutely dominated right now. I'm going to switch to the Thibodeau. That'll be more fun for me. I think I'll get some decent range on the enemy. But I think it's great playing a role and fulfilling it, and when the game allows you to play that role well, and it allows you to be effective playing that role instead of just dealing damage to enemies, I think that's fun in itself. But I think they're two very different things, and if I'm playing a shooter, I generally personally don't want to... This guy must be low on HP because she was hiding, but no, that was just a very good bait, and she got a kill with pretty much everything in her arsenal. But I think if I'm playing a shooter, I want to be able to kill enemies by doing damage to them. I don't want to have to heal. Like if I wanted to play a role, I would go to a MOBA or some other kind of game. And sorry that this Conclave Chronicles was more about topics and discussion than gameplay, because I didn't actually talk about what I was doing much. But hopefully it was entertaining nonetheless, and I hope you guys... I hope it was thought-provoking. I hope you guys can bring something to the table as far as that discussion goes. Until next time, this is me, Evans with Z11. Please rate if you enjoyed this video, and this is me out. Peace.